Hello everyone. My name is Noah, or Mr. Jenkinson, as my channel is called, and today we're going to be starting a brand new series where civilization starts over. This is I want to give a big thanks to Adis Pro and Ender M, for both of them. They kind of inspired me to really make this series. I've always really liked Adis Pro's videos, but I think Ender M really gave me the urge because I saw other people making their own series. Um, and I was like, I might as well make my own. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. I want to point out this is not the world. The world is going to look like this for now. For now, until people begin to explore. Um, but yeah, I think it's gonna go kind of like the same rules where all of humanity is gone. There's still animals and stuff. There's still like trees and plants and stuff like that. It's essentially the same geography overall, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna be starting humanity all over again. Yeah. I just want to say if you have any suggestions for this series, just put them in the comments. Please, if you enjoy the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So I think I'm not really sure where I want to start exactly. Oh, I think we'll start. We'll start in Qatar. Okay, it's like a place. So let's say there's like, I'll say there's like 10. Sorry if I'm a bit awkward in this video. I have not ever made a video like this before, so I'm very new. But I hope it goes well. I hope everybody likes it. But yeah, let's see. All right, so we're gonna have civilization start in Qatar. It's gonna probably be like a couple thousand people in like one large city. So they're gonna, as you can see, they're beginning. There's not much here. There's not that much like forest, as far as I'm aware. I don't know much about Taurus geography, but I don't think that there's much, full foliage or grass. It's really just desert. It's mostly just desert. That being said, they're going to begin their existence really right here. There we go. So they'll get, I think it's Bahrain. I think that's how you say it. So they're going to begin their civilization right here in this kind of peninsula, the Qatari Peninsula. I think it's a peninsula. And it's going to be very, yeah, it's kind of calm. I don't think it's not going to be anything crazy. They'll go up a bit in the Persian Arabian Gulf, whatever you call it. Okay, and we will be giving them their capital. We will put their capital right there. I think it's a good little place for their first. So civilization is, as you can see, there's not much going on right now. It's kind of a very, very small bit of land. But that being said, they will begin to further explore and expand into this region of like Kuwait and Iraq. So they're gonna discover, Mesopotamia and the two main rivers, I forgot what they're called, Euphrates and Tig. Ti- I forgot. I almost called Tiber. I don't know. But yeah, the Euphrates and the other one that starts with a T, I think. But yeah, they're going to be discovering a good bit. They're going to be going into this UAE area. They'll discover a few of these islands. They don't really have major naval capabilities yet, but you know, they don't. I want to kind of buff this up a bit, so they have a little land to expand into, and I doubt that they wouldn't, explore some of the desert. It makes sense for them to go into it a bit. So yeah, we'll fill that out a bit more. So yeah, they'll go into the UAE area and kind of like this horn. I'm not sure if this has a name. I'm sure it does. But as you can see, they're kind of reaching into Oman. And yeah, I think kind of buff it up a bit. I believe there's mountains here, right here. Um, that, I'm sure they would explore. But other than that, not much is going on internally, that is. They'll be expanding a bit. They'll definitely expand into, oh, sorry about that. We're gonna go to main. Sorry, I actually need to really get better at this. So, color, boom. Sorry if I'm a bit slow. I have never done this before. I'm a little nervous. But I think, we just gotta have fun, Just gotta have fun. They're going to kind of buff up into the Kuwait area, maybe into the rivers a bit. Other than that, they're not going to expand a bit. That being said, a new nation will appear. A lot of settlers from here, I suppose they don't really like the aristocracy that's going on, because obviously we don't have republics yet. I mean, I guess it's a monarchy, but it's more of just like a one group that's really in charge of everything. So a lot of these guys who explored into these mountainous Omani areas, I believe these are mountains. I hope I'm right. They will begin their own nation of Oman. We'll just call it Oman. Yeah, by the way, I want to preface, I will try to remember the country names. Some of the countries will have their own names because I have some of this planned out. A lot of my friends have made their own countries. If you, viewer, if you want to make a country of your own, just send make a comment, um, what you want the borders to look like, blah blah blah, all the details you want, the name. I'll try to remember it. Kind of ask where you want it to appear. I can't promise that it will live forever, but we'll see. So as you can see, they will kind of break up into this. Boom, boom, boom. They'll get into this kind of horn before stopping because obviously they don't want to expand too much. You can't really expand too much currently, as there's not that, like, civilization's not like a very organized thing right now, or at least not yet. So we're going to put their capital right here. I think it's good. They're a little more inland, I suppose. They have a little more of a focus here. These guys are pretty coastal. So actually, yeah, they're pretty coastal, and I think we can kind of have them expand a bit. I think, yeah, we can have them kind of go more into this area. They're gonna discover a lot of like southern Iran, discover an island right there. Buff this up a bit. Wow, they're discovering a lot. Look at that. And I think we'll stop right there. So they officially know that. I mean, maybe they just think it's a lake, but we'll have this discovered a bit. Boom, boom, boom. Parts of modern Oman. So yeah, the world. There are not that many people. There are not that many people. They are kind of, yeah, I think they're gonna focus more internally. These two, I don't, yeah, they definitely don't like each other. Definitely not. But it's not like they really need to like each other at all. I mean, it doesn't really matter for them. Because they're kind of far, and it's not like they're actively trying to interact. We'll buff this out a bit. So yeah, we'll have more of this desert being revealed. And we will have the red crew, the Qatari. Sorry if you hear sounds in the background. This is my phone. We will have the Qatari. I think that's the demonym. Is it Qatari? I think I'm just gonna say the Qatari. I don't know if that's actually how you say it. I'm sorry if there's any people from Qatar watching. I'm just gonna say Qatari. Yeah. So they're gonna go further into Mesopotamia. Obviously, there's this like the Persian. I forgot. I think it starts with a Z. This mountain range. Then you have the Anatolian mountain range, or no, Armenian. Sorry. You have the Anatolian steppe, Sinai, Levant, or Levant. I'm not sure if it's Levant or Levant. But this, like, all of this. Well, actually, no, all of that. This is all just, this is the Arabian Desert. There's no reason to really go there. There's not that much there, or at least of use right now. in this is probably like Sumerian age. This is like really, really old. So, you know. Alright, so we're gonna have them buff up into Mesopotamia. And with that, we'll have them kind of coming up against these mountains right here. And with that, they will probably stop because they're kind of overextending their expeditions. They won't stop yet. Hold on. There we go. They'll probably stop here. They've probably. I don't think they're really exploring here. It's just kind of like just kind of gathering information over time. This is like because when it comes to time in the series, like later on, I'll probably be more specific with time, like what year it is, or at least in comparison technologically. But hold on, let me get a drink. But um, yeah, for now, I think I'm just gonna be pretty. I don't know. I think it's just like, it's just ancient Sumeria. It's nothing. It's nothing insane. There's not much going on. So these guys, the Omani, they will be. Yeah, they're gonna be going on a little bit of a not a rampage per se, but they're definitely gonna be buffing it up a bit. They're gonna be coming up along this coastline before almost meeting up where I think the these guys they will kind of come in here a bit. So they officially have a border. They officially are kind of encroaching a bit. I would say they're kind of getting a little close. We'll have these guys kind of expand more here. This island, not sure the name, but nice island for them. We also might let them get a little bit here. So yeah. Um the oh, sorry about that. We will have the Qatari go into Mesopotamia officially. They will be creating. So this is kind of looking like the red team a little bit from Wixa from Aegis Pro, but yeah, we'll have them kind of break in here. Yeah, they seem to be overextending a bit. I don't think they care that much. They seem to yeah, they seem to not really care at all. Yeah. We will have let's go into exploration and let's explore a little more. So we will have them eventually explore the Levant. I'd call it the Levant. I don't know if it's Levant or not. I really don't know. So they will officially discover and meet up with the Mediterranean Sea. They'll come into Syria, they've discovered Palestine, a little bit into Sinai, but they officially know of the existence of the Mediterranean Sea. So yeah, they're not really going into this desert much. I think we'll buff that out a little bit more. They're not really going into the Arabian desert. They don't have a reason to. Also, these Anatolian, Armenian, Persian mountains are kind of a roadblock for them. But yeah, they will officially discover. They've discovered a good amount of stuff. They'll kind of, let's just see over here. They have not discovered Cyprus, but they will kind of encroach a little more and then discover the Red Sea. I think this is the Red Sea. I I hope. I think. I think this is the Red Sea. But yeah, they will kind of encroach a bit and they will discover the Red Sea and a bit more of the Arabian Peninsula, or at least the western coastline. The red team cannot really afford to extend themselves further, but they will. They will, in fact, continue to because they're, you know, it's early on. We all do stupid things sometimes. Nothing wrong with little dumb stuff. Yeah, they're gonna be bursting in, trolling a lot of these. There's probably a lot of there's probably a few settlements, I would say, because people will just leave. They'll just scatter. But this is more of this is the discovery area is more of where officially set up nations have explored. Okay, so we will have them kind of rush into here. They're really going, and that's not exactly a good thing. But yeah, we will have them meet up at the Mediterranean in Syria, going into Lebanon. Well, actually taking all Lebanon, I believe, going into Palestine. So yeah, there we go. We have them extremely giant and overextended, but nonetheless, they're pretty powerful. This aristocracy that's kind of controlling this country, this red team. I think we will call them. Yeah, well, we have to call. I have to call them Qatar, not red team. Okay, this is Qatar. Sorry, it's really hard to call this country Qatar because it's like this is like Assyria. This is a lot more than just Qatar. But we'll just try to keep calling it Qatar. Oman. These guys, they really have not been doing too much exploration. I'll have them kind of, they'll kind of boom boom, go into it a bit more. Buff it up, have them go along the southern Arabian coast. But other than that, not much is going on over here. They're not doing much. And seeing how they're kind of just complacent with how they are, the red team will react. This will be our first military operation officially. Ooh, I'm excited. Alrighty, let's get this. Let's get this going, man. Sorry, I'm very excited. I've been wanting to make my own, Wixo series for a bit now. And I'm excited. So officially, they will be breaking in here. They will be crushing into this into kind of like the UAE area. They'll be absolutely demolishing. I mean, they don't even have that much of a military. Ooh, wait, did not mean to do that. They don't even have that much of a military. The Oman. They don't have much of a military. Um, that being said, the red team just does not realize that this is claimed by Oman. So these guys will actually gain their independence. Well, they will essentially just kind of just leave Oman and just kind of do their own thing. Um, that being said, we will continue to have Qatar just crushing, absolutely just demolishing Oman, and it will eventually come to their capital where they will crush in, taking the whole thing before they are forced to surrender. So we will have the peace deal looking something like this. This little island will gain its independence, but as you can see, Oman has officially been kind of just absolutely crushed here. They have taken a hard beating, and I mean, it's not something that's going to destroy them completely, but they lost a lot of this, maybe not totally valuable, but, land is land. Land is land. You don't want to lose land. And they also lost this island here. That being said, on a higher note, this little island nation will start a little thing of their own. They'll start exploring and taking a little bit of land. I mean, it's not much, but I mean, it's honest, right? It's it's something. So we will be giving them a capital. Let's go 7. Sorry if I say random numbers. I'm just like counting the brush size and stuff. There we go. Right on that island right there. Also, by the way, I have layers, so we'll be able to if we don't want to see capitals, we can see capitals or not, blah, blah. But yeah, this little island nation has officially, we'll call it Persia. We'll call it Iran. Call it Iran, yeah. Okay, so with that, we will see a little bit more exploration kind of from everyone here. I think honestly everyone's going to be exploring a bit. We'll have Persia coming up into this area. Oman, they're not going to go too far. They're kind of crippled right now, so they got kind of crushed. I mean, it's not even like they had a military to be crushed with. They just kind of came in and started killing people. They didn't really like fight an army in Oman. The Qataris just kind of crushed and burned villages of innocent people. So yeah, they're not really good guys. We'll have them discover the entirety of the Sinai before entering Egypt, and with that, they will see the beautiful, valuable land of the Nile River. But yeah, they will discover parts of the Nile, this little oasis area. I'm not sure what that's called. But yeah, they will discover a good amount of stuff. I think I'm gonna kind of get rid of a little bit of this. I mean, it's not like they're setting up civilization, but I'm sure they'll be like on camelback, running around back and forth. It's probably easier to just like, I know it's hot, but like it's probably easier just like that, you know. Officially, they will crush more into. I say crush as if they're like fighting, but they're not. They will go more into Anatolia. We're getting to the like Pontic Mountains. And they will discover the Black Sea. With this, however, there is a new civilization coming about. We'll call it Pontus. This is Pontus, and I think that's how you pronounce it, Pontus, this area. The Pontians are kind of like break-off groups from from Qatar. They will. Oh, I gotta give them their capital. All right, so we're gonna put it right smack there. So they're gonna kind of, yeah, they're kind of just settled. They're settled. They're a good little nation right here, not doing no wrong. The red team is kind of infuriated by this. They are pissed off. They do not like that these guys set up this crew. With that, they will not be going into the mountains as they really are not. I think that's like a good way to kind of not make them too overpowered. Let's say they can't deal with mountains. That being said, what they can deal with, they will do this. However, they are good with flat desert land and rivers, especially. So they will kind of go into here, kind of meet up with the Red Sea a little bit. Not take over all of Sinai, but they will get over here into Egypt. They will kind of go down the Nile a bit. Yeah, so as they go down the Nile, they will kind of meet up with this area. Be able to do much. They'll kind of meet up with the coast. Yeah, not too much, because I think they're probably aware that if if they take too much, I mean they're already on the brink of collapse. Yeah, I want to point this out. They're extremely unstable. Like they're not stable whatsoever. They are on a bit of a struggle here to like, because it's going to be really hard, because the thing is you have to remind yourself there's not that many people throughout this land. There are not that many people, so this is just a lot of nothingness for now. And yeah, that's going to cause a bit of issues in a bit. So if you're a fan of the Atari, sorry, you might not like what's coming up. All right, so we have a good amount of the world discovered. There are I did not mean that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 countries. All right, the Pontics. They will discover more of Anatolia. They have not discovered Cyprus yet, surprisingly. Actually, we'll just have the red team kind of. Oh, there's a little island here. Boom. They will not be taking it. They really don't. I mean, because that's the thing. There's no need strategically for Cyprus currently, because like it's not like there's going to be any like strategic wars going on. It's kind of just ancient stuff. All right, so we're gonna have them discover a bit more of the Black Sea. I'm sure they're going to be using the Black Sea as the Black Sea. I'm pretty sure the waters aren't too crazy here, so they're gonna be swimming around. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. They're gonna be going around up here into Circassia, a lot of Caucasus, and they will discover Crimea. They will discover Crimea, and they will kind of go into this Constantinople, Istanbul region, and they will go into Dobruja, and they will officially discover most of the Black Sea coast. So yeah, they've done a lot of exploration. These guys are kind of the explorers, I would say. They're kind of like piratey. You know, they really like the Black Sea because they kind of own it as of now. Yeah. So there's a good amount of exploration coming up from the Pontics. Let's move on to the Iranians. The Iranians are small, but not feeble, and they will, they'll take a good amount of land here, and they will officially, yeah, they're kind of chunky. I'd say they're definitely, well, the blue team's definitely building up their military now. They're absolutely building up their military after what happened. Um, that being said, they're the red team is kind of struggling. I'm not gonna lie, they're having a lot of trouble with internal things. With that, we will see a gold team appear here in Egypt. They are sort of like a break-off state. Let's just say it's kind of what happened with the United States when Britain was controlling them. They were kind of just done with it because they're getting taxed a bunch for infrastructure here. All these people in the Fertile Crescent, all of them, Egypt, Levant, Mesopotamia, they are all being taxed for infrastructure in this little area right here. And they do not like it. So we will see a revolt happen here, another one here, and finally another one right here, kind of in this Mesopotamian area. The red team is immediately going to gather their troops and start crushing these revolts. We're going to see them absolutely smash into these areas. They will stop a bit near the mountains. I guess these people are more of mountaineers, before kind of stopping. They'll also put a few troops over here towards the kind of Mediterranean green country. They are going to absolutely crush. Because remember, these are like peasant revolts. These aren't like, they're not really that powerful. On the other hand, though, these guys, the Egyptians, they are not weak. At least not as weak as the other two over here. They will officially break into the Levant. And they will take over a good amount of red land. They will. I mean, there's not that many like red team army men here. They're just kind of like, they're mostly focused on this purple one, and as you can see, they're kind of crushing this green one. They will actually pretty successfully break in and start to control these lands. The red team will officially suppress this revolt. They will not be returning. As you can see, these guys, they are also getting pretty crushed. This kind of, well, no, I think this is Lebanon's like, okay, I'll just call it Lebanon. This is, we'll say Lebanon is kind of getting crushed. The red team will officially meet up with the Mediterranean, which kind of sucks because these guys are now getting encroached on. That being said, the Egyptians will actually aid the Lebanese in fending off the red team. They will officially fight back, and they will actually, yeah, they'll actually get a lot of land back, surprisingly. And obviously, as you can see, the Egyptians will now begin encroaching more and more. They are really, yeah, no, they're going kind of ham on these guys. They are, because it's such a fertile, useful region, they will literally just, they will absolutely crush the Mesopotamian groups. And that being said, yeah, it's not really looking good for the Mesopotamians, so the Mesopotamians will officially surrender. I keep saying Mesopotamians, it's the Qatari. The Qatar will officially surrender to, what the, what? They will officially surrender to the Egyptians. Okay, so the peace treaty will look a little something like this. The Lebanese will be gaining this region, and this region, as per the request of the Egyptians. And the Egyptians will gain massive regions, and they will gain all of that. Boom. There you go. They, yeah, they really crushed the Qatari. The Qatari are kind of humbled at this point. But yeah, I think it's good. As you can see, I mean, it's not good for the Qatari. You know, it's not good for them. But yeah. Oh, capitals. We need to give them capitals. All right, so the Egyptian capital will go right here in Alexandria, and the Lebanese capital will go right here. With this, as you can see, these guys kind of work together. They're kind of on good terms. Not kind of, they're on very good terms. And because of that, we will see our first military alliance. Yay! Yay for them. Nay for the Qatari. So yeah, we will have these guys forming an official military alliance, the first military alliance in history currently. Oh, looks good. Looks good. They look powerful. So, well, there you go. So with their newfound freedom, the Lebanese will they'll kind of do their own thing for a little bit. They'll kind of go over here into southern Anatolia, and then they'll get a little bit. Oh, look at that! They have officially taken Cyprus, beautiful island of Cyprus. Any Cypriots, I think, is the demonym. Cypriots. I don't know, but if there's any Cyprus people out there watching, probably not. But hello, Cyprus people of Cyprus. So we will have further Anatolian exploration until they discover. Well, they already discovered some of it, the Pontic people, but they will kind of go more into the Aegean. These guys, yeah, the Lebanese are definitely more of a seafarer group, kind of like the Pontics. They are pretty related, I'm pretty sure. I actually plan on making the religious ethnic map. It's not really good. It's definitely not going to be a religious map. I'm probably not going to implement religion. But when it comes to ethnic group, I think I'm definitely going to implement that. I think they've kind of discovered all of it, and now they have reached the peninsula of Greece, or just the Greek peninsula. So now we're really getting into Europe here. We're really starting to discover more and more. Yeah, no, we're getting a lot of discoveries here. But yeah, with that, we've discovered a good amount of Europe. Very nice, very nice. We will have exploratory groups in Pontus going into the Caucasus region for kind of finding the Azerbaijan plains. I believe they're like kind of here. It's just flatland, fertile flatland. We'll have them kind of cut down on this a bit. So they're really going into these mountain regions. Mountainous, very mountainous. All right, so the Iranians, they're definitely discovering a lot more. They're really kind of small. They really haven't been doing much, honestly. I believe this area is very fertile. They will officially reach the Caspian Sea. Look at that. Oh, man. I made a mistake. So I just got done making the video. I had to finish it up kind of quickly. As you could see, there's a new Caspian nation. they kind of broke off from the Iranians, but they didn't really have a cultural connection, sort of. They were more so kind of like a lost people. So they kind of created their own Caspian nation. Um, the Pontics, they created a colonial empire. However, one of their colonizing forces created their own country. Yeah, so if you're confused on why you can't see any of that, it's because I was filming it all. It just didn't the audio didn't capture for some reason. I did not turn it off. It just didn't capture the audio. And I had to finish it up quick because I'm using my mom's computer, and it was on like 96% capacity because I filmed like an hour of footage. So yeah, at least I know now that I'm definitely going to need to be a little more productive with my time. And now I also know that I'm going to have to check the thing, the audio, if it's actually working. I'm really mad about that. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. But I promise, we're going to have good moments, bad moments, but I promise it's only going to get better from here. It's only going to get more interesting, more intriguing. I gave them capitals and everything. So, yeah, I kind of want to finish this up and edit it. So, it is currently 2:17 p.m. on February 15th. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm so sorry that that happened. I promise, these videos will get better. I will become more experienced. And yeah, please like, please subscribe, leave comments, leave suggestions, anything. Anything you want to see, leave it because I will most likely add it somehow into the series. Somehow. Somewhere, somehow. So please like, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I haven't uploaded a video in forever. So hopefully the people who watch my channel like this if they see it. Thanks so much. Goodbye. I will see you soon. I will be uploading another probably very soon. We'll have to see. But I keep saying it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please like the video.